What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Quarantine Marketing. My name is Alex Dablowski, and I'm excited to be here because today we're going to be talking about a topic that is dear and near to my heart, and it's called social selling. Let's get started. Guys, so before we get started and talk about social selling and talk about what it is and how I got into it and why I love it so much, make sure you guys are subscribing to our channel right below. It's just a click of a button, man. Just subscribe. It's so easy. It's so simple. You can find us also on any other social platform down below. But tune in. Let's tune into this video now. You guys can do all that later if you haven't done so already. But today, what is social selling? Well, social selling is about leveraging your social networks to attract the right prospects and to build trusted relationships. Ultimately, social selling is a strategy used to help you achieve your sales goals by answering prospects and potential buyers' questions through thoughtful content and social interactions. Pretty simple, right? It's just engaging on the web. But what is social selling a purpose for? It's really to create relationships, define your reputation, gain visibility among your target audience. You're delivering value all the time when you're social selling, and you're establishing credibility. You're becoming that source. But it's not as easy as it sounds, right? There are a lot of things that have to come in to be a successful social person online, to be a successful content writer, and be able to deliver the value messages successfully. So how are we going to get into this, and how does social selling work, right? Well, let's start with creating relationships, right? With social selling, you're creating relationships because why? You're bringing value. You're answering some of the questions that some individuals may have on LinkedIn, on Instagram, on Facebook. I'm using all platforms today, right? It applies to every single platform. How you're communicating in groups, how you're communicating with your current clients, right? How are you sharing content with your current followers? What is it people that want to learn from you, right? You have people that follow your page. What kind of value are you providing to them? Is your page staying blank and you're not doing anything? No, you don't want to do that. You want to make sure you're posting valuable content about what your product or service is all about. So I'm going to use myself as an example. When I'm posting content and I'm doing videos and things of that nature, and I'm trying to give people some valuable information, I'm posting content that's informative, that's educative, that's mindset driven, that's sales goal oriented, that has marketing strategies behind it, that really gets into people's minds of why they do certain things, why they think of the word brave, why they think of the word freedom, why they think of the word financial security. I hit pain points in some of my value content that I bring over, and some of the things I post, and some of the quotes I say. It's like sometimes you win, sometimes you learn. That's a quote I've said, but I guarantee it 100 other people have said that before. But to me, I live by those words. Sometimes failure is one of those options where you got to learn. You can't win all the time. Essentially, what I'm trying to get at, when you're building and creating these relationships, you're defining your reputation of who you are as well. So when you're posting these value content and you're giving people some bits and pieces of what is it that you do and give them a mindset-driven purpose, especially in my field in regards to sales development and creating sales strategies for people, I'm giving them the food for thought type of material where they're thinking about it, they're asking themselves questions that we already know the answers to. So I really got to get into the mind of the entrepreneur before I post some content. But that's the way I'm defining my reputation is, Alex is kind of not just a sales coach, but he's also a mindset motivational guy that makes you think about some of the things you do. And that's what I do with some of the content. And that's the reputation I'm trying to build. I'm trying to build that curiosity reputation for my peers that are following all the content that I'm posting, right? While I'm doing this, I'm gaining visibility, right? I'm using certain hashtags, using certain keywords, certain citations that particular to the subject. It's important to do that because you're going to have other people that follow those keywords, that follow those hashtags, that type in that stuff to Google that they want to find, and they end up finding you. So with using proper citations, with proper keywords, with proper titles, people are able to find me. So there's a lot that goes into social selling. You got to be very creative with the way you position some of the content. And that's where I talk the importance of really delivering the value, but also understanding the message that you're trying to propose to your consumer. Every single quote that I say doesn't necessarily mean it's a sales mind quote. Every single value video that I put out there doesn't mean it's a marketing strategy video. I may have a different purpose behind it within my snippet, within my content, within the keywords that I'm going to be using for it. So that's something to be mindful of in regards to who your target audience is, who you're trying to have listen to the conversations or the input that you're trying to put in, and then bring them all back, right? So why is it hard? People ask me, why is social selling hard? It's not about continuously providing the value. I can do stories on my IG right through my phone here, and I can do a story. Hey, I did so and so today, right? By the end of the day, I get distracted the second I look at something different. Not a multitasker, I guess you could put it that way. But I can provide those videos all the time, right, through my phone, through the stories. But when you're creating content just like I am right now on YouTube, that is time consuming. You have to think about the content that you want to publish out there. You have to think about what your consumers want to hear. Right now, we're in a new economy. Selling mechanisms are completely different. I had to adapt in the way I sell. I used to love coming into a business meeting with 10 different partners sitting right across from me, eyeing me down, asking me questions of why am I the best business? What is it that you're going to do for me? Why can't I go to the other guy? I love those questions. I love negotiating. And, we're going to talk about negotiating from a no to a yes in a little bit of later weeks. I already have that content published for you. So that's going to be a cool video, guys, to tune into. But today's social selling is a little bit different. I have to get on a camera. Why do I stop? Why did I stop there? The reason I stopped there is because I'm not a good camera person. You could put me in front of 20,000 people and do a presentation, and I can see the reactions of those 20,000. And I'm able to adapt instantaneously, just like that, on how to properly sell to those people and how to properly talk to those people just because I can leverage the room. With cameras, I don't know how to leverage them. That's why it becomes hard. It takes time. Everything I'm putting on camera right now is consistent. I'm not taking any stops. It's much easier. It's all live. It's, I'm talking to our consumers. Great. But at the same time, when you're just generating content and you got to look at the camera at the same time, your teleprompter to tell you what you need to say, you're kind of like, oh boy. I personally get anxiety out of it. So why is it hard? It's hard because you have to delegate days. You have to delegate days that are not your sales days, that are not your marketing days, that are not your administrative days and day-to-day business days to develop content. The way I do it is I do it on a weekend. I pick a weekend out of the month and I'll create 12 videos to 15 videos throughout that day. Yes, it is a 10-hour day, and yes, thankfully, myself, we have video editing teams that does all the video editing and puts this content together. But it's time consuming. And you really have to be thoughtful with the content that you're posting out there, because that content is up live forever. It never goes away unless you delete it. And the second you delete it, I guarantee it's already on some other site or somebody shared it with their followers. And it's everywhere to be found at this point. So really be thoughtful with the content you're posting and everything you're saying to your consumers, because everything gets taken literally. Just like you see on the media, just like you do it with content creation. It all gets taken literally. So you have to be careful and you have to be thoughtful with the content that you're posting out there. It's very important. Especially you have to understand your target audience in regards to social selling. So how do we begin some of these things with social selling? If you haven't started social selling yet, Let's start by creating a beautiful profile image of yourself. Take some time to take a good image, extract something good with you in a suit in, you in a tie. I always suggest looking sharp on your social presence, because if you look sharp, you're setting yourself up as an authority already. You're not the Gary V's of the world. You're not Warren Buffett. You're not Mark Zuckerberg that can just swear whatever they want and people know your face. If you haven't started social selling, people don't know who you are. So you have to present yourself as sharp. It doesn't mean that everybody that wears a suit is sharp. No, necessarily. That's not what I'm trying to say. But if you do wear a suit and a tie and you look clean and you look cut, there's a different perception that you're building in somebody's mind. So yes, it is important to stay sharp on your social presence. Background images. What do your background images look like? Nowadays, you want to post a video on your background. Think about the background feed on your Facebook. Do you want to just have a picture of a flower garden? Or do you want to have a video that's digital savvy? Check out Quarantine Marketing. Utilize that as one of your references in regards to what a platform should look like. You'll see the video, you'll see the creativity, you'll see the music motivation to get people into our podcast. It's creative. It creates interactions right away, and it's not long. Think about creating something like that as your background image. It'll be wise. When you're looking at Instagram specifically and LinkedIn, you want to create a memorable headline. When I talk about headlines in LinkedIn, I don't specifically say, hey, I'm the CEO of so-and-so company. Oh, great. There's thousands and hundreds of them. Talking about something that's going to stick with the consumer that's visiting your LinkedIn page or your Instagram page, and they want to know what is it that you do exactly. On your Instagram page, it shouldn't just be entrepreneur. On my Instagram page, it specifically says mindset coach. I'm losing my touch here. Business development coach. Marketing strategist. I'm letting people know, but at the same time, I'm connecting with people by letting them know I'm a food enthusiast. I love to travel, and putting that in a short message of letting people see how they can relate with me. A lot of the times, a lot of my clients, they're either ex-athletes, because I used to be an athlete, rugby players, because I used to play rugby professionally. They love to travel the world because we could connect on different things we've seen in Europe, Spain, Amsterdam, because I've traveled the world at a young age, and I was able to see all these places, and now I'm able to connect with people as well. And I'm a personal chef, as I like to call it, so people follow me as like a little food blog, and we could talk about different foods and spices and things of that nature. A lot of my clients connect with me, and they want to work with me just because I'm sharing the content and things I'm passionate about on my social media platforms. It's not all about, I'm just going to drive sales left and right. Here's money, here's a strategy here. No, because then you just become too redundant with what everybody says, right? You're providing value to people. People want to learn from you, but people want to know who you are nowadays. I talk about that all the time. It's not about the service and the product that your company provides. It's about you and the type of value you're going to provide to the individual. So it's really important to speak that out on your social platforms as well. You're going to gain credibility. You're going to create that likelihood of yourself, and people are going to want to work with you because they can relate to you. People can relate to you. Everything else kind of gets thrown behind you, and you're there to relate and connect with these people. I can't tell you the importance of relationship and connecting with your customers, with your potential clients, and how important it is to have some kind of hobby connection or some kind of interest that you guys have that are very similar in regards to anything, really, right? So those things are important. Those things are very important. Having a powerful bio within your summaries, again, some of those things I'm talking about, but more on the LinkedIn side. when people look at my bio, it's not about the great things I've done and here's how much sales I've made and I've brought millions and millions of dollars to a so and so company. This is what I've done. No, I don't talk about those things. I provide them again with value. I make them think. So if you go look at my LinkedIn profile, and I highly, highly recommend it. It's right below. Just click the link below. My LinkedIn profile is right there. If you look at my LinkedIn profile and read my bio, it's mindset driven. I open up the creativity in your mind because I'm trying to have individuals see how valuable they can become. So go ahead and read my bio on my LinkedIn, and I'm going to talk about LinkedIn selling in another podcast as well. So make sure you guys are tuning in every single Wednesday and Thursday. I can't tell you how important this is. The fact that you're still listening to me right now, you're interested in what we have to say. So just continue listening to us Wednesdays and Thursdays at 5 p.m. It's all out live. You're providing content on a weekly basis. It's good stuff, and the best part is it's all freaking free. Just subscribe and it's up there with you. But it's important to really have a powerful bio that summarizes what you do, what your product or service is, without really selling it. So think about how you could create a bio without really selling yourself, but always keeping yourself top of mind. That's a challenge. That's a challenge, and I want to see it. Make sure you guys write your bio down below in your comments. I want to review them all. You have to have interaction and genuine interest in other people. If you don't have genuine interest in other people, people are not really going to work with you. I have a genuine interest in other people, right? I want to make sure small businesses and entrepreneurs success is important to me. I want people to be successful, to get to that 7-figure model that we always talk about here with Oceanus Digital. How can we get our entrepreneurs, our people that we're coaching every single day to that seven-figure mark? How can we get our companies to scale up? That's what we're doing all the time. When people invest money with us, our ultimate goal is to make sure they're going to make more money. And we're show that genuine interest in other people. We don't do it because we want to make more money. We do it because we came from the struggles. We've learned the hard way. We had to grit and grind. I mean, at 13 years old, I was paying rent, working under the table at a pizza shop. Some people may say I'm privileged, but I worked my ass off to get to where I am today. It did not take 3 years like my company has been. It's taken 10 years. I've been working, and I've been working on myself for so long now, really understanding what my goals and passions are, and it really is to help others get them out of their shoes that I was in. There's so many different immigrants. I'm an immigrant, actually, guys. There's some immigrants that come into this country and they don't know what to do. They don't know how to get themselves out there and really be the authority that they are. So I really have, my main passion is really grinding in with those entrepreneurs, helping them succeed, helping them scale and get to the next level. So what I'm trying to tell you guys is social selling is important. The way you're delivering your message is very important. You're increasing your brand visibility. You're driving more higher quality leads to yourself. You're boosting web traffic, and at the end of the day, you're just helping boost sales results on all levels. You're building your personal brand. To your peers, you're coming out as a thought leader, which is very important. Again, that authority figure. You're creating future opportunities. Some people may not want to buy from you now. They may be learning from you. So I'm going to use myself as an example. People may not want to buy from me right now, but they are currently learning from me. So when they're ready and they want to scale up, they're going to come back and like, I know a guy. I know Alex. He provided all this valuable content to me on quarantine marketing, and I learned so much from him. I was able to apply it to my sales. Now I really want to scale up. So what it is, I'm creating future opportunities for myself just by providing content. Some people may not want to work with me right away. I may be too expensive, and it's okay. I never lower my services down. My services are what it is. My hourly rate is what it is. It never goes up. It never goes down. It is what it is because of the value that I do provide to a customer, and from years of experience that I've had and success stories. I can share all those with you guys. But at the end of the day, I'm creating future opportunities by consistently providing content to people. That is what social selling is all about. Just provide the value, get the sale. they'll come to you. That's how it is nowadays. You want people to come to you. If you're calling somebody, which office are you going to reach? Everybody's closed down. The quarantine happened. COVID-19 happened. Holy shit. What do I do? Well, you make people come to you, right? So when you're doing all this social selling for yourself as a personal brand, you're promoting your personal brand, but you're also connecting your company to it. You get your employees involved. You're scaling your whole business up. So social selling is very important nowadays. So think about those things. Start social selling. If you don't know how to, give us a call. Let us help you. All of our contact information is right there. You could just message me on LinkedIn. You can message me on Quarantine Marketing. You'll all get back to me, and I'll make sure to answer your questions, guys, if need be. But besides that, guys, this was a phenomenal podcast. I hope you learned something from today from social selling and the importance of it. I just want to remind you guys, make sure you guys are subscribing right below. Click the button. I think it's on this corner, maybe this corner. I don't know which way your computer's facing. At the end of the day, make sure you guys follow us on Instagram, Facebook, and LinkedIn. We look forward to teaching you guys and bringing you more onto our content on a weekly basis and educating you guys and making sure you're scaling your business forward. I love you all. Stay tuned. See you later. Peace.